Okay, I'd like to welcome you all to another one of our opportunity meetings we do every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as I mentioned earlier, this is not the normal way that we share pool funding. We normally just share it one-on-one. We have a couple of beautiful pieces of marketing, that a poster, a video that's a minute long, another video that's 2 minutes long. And so you can get through the conversation pretty quick with someone to kind of give them a rough idea of what we're offering. And then at that point, you can then show them our website, and then it only takes a minute for them to register for free, and they can participate in our giveaway immediately. So, Hunter, that being said, and also as I mentioned, happen to be the founder and creator doing the presentation today. When I created Pool Funding, I wanted to bring in a pretty large group of people, because what I'm actually doing is building something known in the digital money space as a decentralized, autonomous organization, DAO. Okay, that's what we're creating. So a little bit different than an LLC or da 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 in a lot of these other things you've heard about. So we're bringing together 10,000 people. We're gathering them now, and they're all invited to become co-founders. Okay, so we have training and all that. We do training twice a week on what it takes to be a co-founder, and so you got plenty of you'll never be short on knowing what we're trying to do here. But to get your attention, we're offering you $777 to get started. How does that sound, Hunter? Would you like to receive $777?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so that's a beginning point for us. And so what's going to happen is we're going to do a little 2-minute activity, and all of our members do a simple 2-minute online activity every single day. Do you have 2 minutes a day that you can do something online every day? You have enough time
Yeah,
to do
I
that?
think I can probably,
You can
I
spare
think
two,
I can probably cut 2 minutes out of my sleep schedule.
squeeze it in there somewhere? Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so let me share my screen. Let's go into our website, take a look around there. Let's see here. All right, so this is what our website looks like right now. Okay, this is happens to be the account page of our website, and there you go, it's loading. And what you're going to notice here, I'm not sure why it's not fully loading. So we got a little bit of a glitch. Oh, it's just, I guess it's Zoom. Sometimes Zoom is really takes up a lot of data. So, okay, slows things
Yeah,
down. Okay.
thinking so.
All right, so here's the deal. What's going to happen after about a week of doing this little 2-minute activity with us every day? You're going to end up with about $777 in your holding area. And we have three different pools that you're going to be participating in. And so you're going to get access to, you're going to be holding coins here in your account in all three of these pools. Okay. And that's how the giveaway works. Okay. And so the activity is easy. Anybody could do it. I mean, you could teach a child to do it. It's really that simple. So it's not really hard to do. And we make everything fast and easy and simple. Also, all of your accounting is done here on the page here. And trying to scroll down. Very laggy. I apologize for the lagginess. It's normally not laggy. But then we have our training starts about here, and it continues down the rest of the page here. Okay. So Uh, yeah, that's just too laggy. I am going to stop sharing just so I can talk. Am I coming through okay? Can you guys hear me all right? I can't
Yep.
tell. I can't tell if
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't tell if my internet's really going choppy on me or not, because normally not that laggy. All
Yeah, we
right.
can hear you just fine.
So here's the deal. Um, if we do well inside of that first week where you're receiving, $777 of our coin, and by the way, like that 2-minute video explained, that coin's going to sit in your account for 90 days to season and mature. Okay. And then once it's done with that, on the 91st day, every day is a 91st day for the previous 90 days before, right? So every day you're accumulating coin, it goes into your account, it sits there for 90 days, and then on the 91st day of the day from the day that you acquired it, it then transfers from your account over to your wallet. Now, once it's in your wallet, you have access to the market like anybody else, and you can do whatever you want to do. But we want you to understand the coins have a purpose, okay? And the purpose of these coins is to create wealth for our members, okay? Now, you've been around, Hunter. I know you're a smart guy. Wealth creation is not something that's done quickly or overnight, right? Wealth creation takes time. Would you agree?
Correct.
Okay. So here's the benefit of just being patient, okay? First of all, we should be able to demonstrate within that first 90 days that the value of that $777 has tripled, okay, or more. So imagine the 777 that you originally started with as a gift, if you will, or as a giveaway. That original amount became worth $2,300. If we triple the value of 777, we're going to get roughly $2,300. How's that sound? That's better than 777, right?
Yes, very much so.
That's good. And then if you actually then can work with us for about a year and solidify your position as a co-founder within that year, we'll add to that a bonus. Now the bonus is additional coins. So whatever you're holding, right, in your wallet, okay, well the bonus is going to be 10 times that. So let's just say you had one coin in your wallet, okay? We would add 10 more coins to your wallet. Does that make sense? That's a nice bonus, right?
Yep,
And then
very nice.
that officially is when you graduate, you're officially a co-founder at that point. Okay. So the way that pool funding is set up is that even though I'm the creator, I'm the founder, I purposely set this up so that it'd be an even playing field for everyone, including myself. Okay. That would be when you're promoting pool funding and you're offering this to other people, we're going to give you 100% commission. How's that sound?
Right.
Wow.
Right?
You
100%
don't see
commission.
that pretty much anywhere else.
And you don't have to wait for it. So basically, the moment someone pays, okay, then you get 100% of whatever they pay. It goes from their wallet directly to your wallet. It's all digital. Perfect, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. The 777 giveaway is fantastic. It can turn into wealth if you give it time, right? So being antsy to sell and all that, not a good idea. In fact, we predict a year from now, you should be able to borrow against it. So if you got something that's appreciating in value and appreciating and appreciating and appreciating and appreciating, why would you ever want to sell that, right? Instead, you could borrow against it if you needed to. Like, once, that's what's great about these digital currencies, that once they're established, then it's not hard to get them into the different websites where you're allowed to borrow against them. And actually, you can get paper money from that, if you need it. Okay. So, but you know what's better than a $777 giveaway, Hunter? Is a $3,000 a month giveaway. How's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Now, again, the wealth creation side of this is what we're talking about. The wealth creation, okay? There's two sides. We're going to be talking today about wealth creation, and then we're also going to be talking about cash flow, okay? And I think both are important. But here's the deal. What you're going to be agreeing to in order for you to, sustain that ability to receive $3,000 a month giveaway to you is that you also agree that you're not going to sell the coin. Okay. You're going to let it grow in value. If you sell the coin, that would be it. No more $3,000 a month. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now that's a pretty good incentive to prevent people from selling our coin. Wouldn't you agree?
Agreed. Yeah.
And if we have buyers of the coin but nobody's selling, then what's going to happen to the price?
To the
It's
moon.
going to go up. That's right, to the moon. All right, so that's the deal, guys. That's basically how that works. Now let's go back to the cash flow. What's great about cash flow is that with these coins, there's four of them. Okay. There's PFI, PFB, PFS, and PFG. It's iron, bronze, silver, and gold. Okay. Pull funding, iron, pull funding, bronze, and so on. Okay. Now each of these coins are, they're worth a lot. Like our cheapest coin right now is $3,500 per coin. Our most expensive coin right now is something around $1.9 million right now. Okay. We got four coins. We got the other two are in between that. So these are very valuable coins already in the market. They've been in the market for a while now. So they're gaining some notoriety. I can't even pronounce that today. I'll skip over that word. You know what I mean? So they're becoming known to those that are in the space of digital money, and also those that we're inviting to come take a look at what we're doing. And when I created these coins, I created like a stockpile, okay? But instead of the stockpile being for me, I chose to make the stockpile for us, co-founders. Like I said, I'm looking for 10,000 co-founders. After that, we'll be looking for 1 million partners. So the stockpile, this, and the idea is that you don't have to pay for these coins in order to sell them. How's that sound? We all
Sounds
have
amazing.
we all have equal access to the stockpile of coins, okay? And when we sell them through our website. So we get people to our website, they sign up for the website, and as they do the 2-minute activity, they're actually acquiring the coin, okay? And the sponsor gets 100% commission. So if a person buys $100 of coin, that entire $100, and by the way, that's USDT. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. You're going to get paid in USDT. 100% of that $100 in USDT goes right into the sponsor's pocket. That could be your pocket, Hunter. So if your referral sends sends in $100, the entire $100 goes to you instantly from their wallet to yours directly. How's that sound?
Wow, that's really impressive. You don't really see that anywhere else.
Yeah, most people want you to buy something and then you can sell it, right? But here with the
Right.
stockpile, we all have equal access to the same stockpile, so you don't have to buy it in order to sell it because you're brought in. Some people might look at it like you're a co-owner. Okay. I like to use the term co-founder, but the feeling is the same as far as I'm concerned. Like you're being offered an opportunity to be a part of something that you can be in the ownership chair, right? Not in the not in like you're the below, the owner, right? Like most opportunities, the owner's the boss, everybody else is below that, right? But here, an even playing field, you get 100% commission. You don't have to ask for permission to get your money. All right, now here's the deal. In order to get that $3,000 a month giveaway, and that's going to come in the form of our coins, the wealth creation side of it, that does take time for it to mature and become worth even more. And we don't want you to sell that, okay? But in addition to that, okay, we need you to bring in one person, okay? Do you think you could find one person in the world, if you got 8 billion to choose from, that'd be willing to receive $777? Do you think you can find one that'd be willing to accept our giveaway, the 777 giveaway? Do you think you can find one that would do that?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay, there you go. If you do that, that positions you to receive, $3,000 a month in our coin, ongoing, month after month, right? Just on the one person. Okay. Does that seem hard or easy?
Seems pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not like it's not like you got to sell this, right? Because you're not asking someone to pay for it. You're asking someone, are you ready to receive? Okay, let's give it to you. And so our giveaway works in a way, our system works in a way where everybody gets to win and nobody gets to lose, right? So we want all winners, no losers. That's how it's built. Okay. And the market is a beautiful thing. If you let things, just basically, sit in the market, they appreciate. Okay. And that's what you want. You want something that it's just there. You don't even have to think about it. It's just gonna, of course, the charts they go up and down, but the general direction is up. Okay. and they go up in value. And since we have, people that will be buying, because we have incentives and things like that in our marketplace coming soon, that will drive, the, desire for people to buy the coins. But in addition to that, we also have very few sellers that, people that would want to sell the coin, because why cut yourself off of receiving $3,000 a month in an ongoing giveaway by prematurely selling, right? Later on, if you borrow against it, that's going to be no problem, because when you borrow against the coin, it doesn't impact the price at all. It's neutral, right? Doesn't make it go up, doesn't make it go down. But if you sell in the market, yeah, it pushes the price down. And we don't like when the price goes down. Okay. We want the price to only go up. That's what we want. So we know that, some people will choose, it's in their wallet. Some people may choose to go ahead and sell, but in a way, they're kind of hurting themselves the way I look at it. We try to educate people to prevent that from happening as much as possible, through education. Now, let's go back to wealth creation. Okay. I'm going to share another poster with you here. We're paying you 100% commission. We got 4 pools. Okay, there we go. We got the $1 pool. We got the $10 pool, the $100 pool, and the $1,000 pool, and each one of them has a corresponding coin that goes with it. Okay. So if you were able to put together 4 referrals, Hunter, okay, let's just start at the bottom here. In the $1 pool, if you had 4 referrals paying you every single day, that'd be $4 a day. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, $4 a day coming in. But you, in order to qualify to be able to receive the payments from your referrals, you must be also active. To stay active, you got to make a payment every day to your sponsor. So that encourages you to pay your sponsor every day. Okay, you're going to pay your sponsor every day, $1 a day. And now you've got 3 left over. That can go in your pocket. You can cash that out if you want, all that as much as you want, anytime, because you're getting paid in a coin called USDT. Okay. So in order to get pool funding coins, you have to have USDT in order to get them. Okay. That's how you get them, is by having USDT. Just like, if I was going from the US to Mexico, I would be at the border, trading my dollars to get the peso, right? I'd be trading my dollars to get peso so I can then operate when I'm, in Mexico. Okay. So USDT is a wonderful coin. It's 100% backed by the US dollars. It's technically the world's most popular digital currency, used around the world. And one coin is always worth and equal to 1 paper dollar all the time, and that's just how it's built. It's called a stable coin. Okay. All right. So 4 referrals in the $1 pool. You got $3 of daily positive cash flow. Let's move over to the $100 pool now. If you've got 4 people sending you $100 every day, and you're sending your sponsor $100 a day, that would leave $300 a day that you could cash out if you wanted to. Okay. No problem with that. See, this is cash flow we're talking about. We're not talking about wealth creation now. We're talking about USDT. So we use the US, we sell the USDT for paper money or whatever. But our pool funding coins, we let them just accumulate, and then we just let them appreciate as they accumulate. They're just going up in value. And then later on, we have plans like you could borrow against it if you needed to or whatever. But $300 a day, how would that impact your life right now, Hunter? If you had $300 a day coming in, how would that go for you?
That ends up being about 9K a month. So
Yep.
I'd say it would improve my life quite a bit.
All right. You're over there in Panama, so you probably
Yeah,
the dollar
I could live like a king here.
What's that?
I could live like a king here on that.
Yeah, because in the U.S., that's pretty good money in the U.S., but in Panama, yeah, you're gonna
In
be getting,
Panama, I'm rich.
yeah, that's a lot of money in Panama, 9,000 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
And the great thing is it just keeps coming in consistently day after day because everybody wants to stay active. If they're not active, they're They're not basically, able to enjoy the $3,000 a month. They're not able to, receive the payments from their referrals and so on and so on. Right. So you have a lot of encouragement to stay active every day, and that makes people stick. And you want that. You want something that makes people stick because it's all about daily cash flow. Now, basically, what's going to happen here is you're going to blossom. Okay. As you grow this thing, okay, something like this is going to happen. You see the yellow down here? I would consider that a blossom. Okay. The green, I would consider that like, the leg. Okay. So when a leg blossoms, okay, then everybody on that leg can be then, rewarded as a result. Okay. So this is how it goes. So not everybody has to blossom in order for everybody to be rewarded. Just realize that that's what we talk about scaling up. When something down a leg like that blossoms, it will allow you to scale up. Okay. Now imagine going and scaling your way into the $1,000 pool. You thought you were living like a king on $9,000 a month. How would you like $90,000 a month, Hunter?
I would love that.
And here's the cool part. We're not talking about 4 different referrals for each pool. These are the same 4 people. Okay. You don't have to get 16 different people to make this work. You could make this plan you see on this poster work with just the same 4 people. Okay. And see, people make enough money cash flowing with 100% commission and all that. They don't need to sell their coin. Okay. Just remember that there's a package here, and if you respect it, okay, then everybody wins, right? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that have that kind of mindset that they would never do anything that would bring harm to the community that's making them rich. Okay. So the whole point is we want everybody to become well off, and we want the $3,000 giveaway. We want that thing to perpetuate where we can give the $3,000 a month giveaway to an unlimited number of people. And as long as people understand up front, the idea is wealth creation takes time. We accumulate coins, the pool funding coins, and we don't sell them, right? And that is the magic that makes it possible for us to do a $3,000 a month giveaway to an unlimited number of people. That's how it works. On the other hand, cash flow takes care of your bills. Cash flow takes care of your life. Cash flow is what could turn you into a king. In your case, Hunter, we have a lot of females here. We'll say turn them into a queen. Okay. So you can be the king or queen of your life with just enough cash flow to make that happen. And the beautiful thing about our cash flow is it's daily. It's not weekly, monthly, it's daily, right? You're getting it instantly the moment someone makes a purchase through the website. Okay. All right. That's the presentation, guys. So how'd I do today, Hunter? You never see me do a few of these.
Yeah, I'd say you did pretty well. One thing that I would just add for everyone listening here is that you get to that point where you have 4 referrals in all full pools over a year, that turns into over $1 million in your pocket.
Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Unmute now and say, I want to be a millionaire if that's true for you. Unmute
Who
now.
wants to be a millionaire?
Going to be a millionaire.
I want to
I
be a
wanna be a
millionaire.
Be a millionaire.
I'm
Yep.
going to be a millionaire.
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
All right. I love it. You feel the vibration, guys? Okay. And I've done it. I've been a millionaire, through multiple different things. So I know the pathway. I created this for the people. There's deeper purpose and all that and what I'm doing as well. I see a pathway where humanity is going. I don't like that pathway. I like it to go a different direction. And I like to see a planet that's peaceful, that isn't being run by a bunch of puppets. Where actually we are, we look at one another as sovereigns, where freedom is, normal. Okay. That's the world I want to live in. Does that sound like a world you want to live in?
Yes.
And, financially, I think that's a good starting point. If we want to create that world, helping people with their finances. I find that people have three concerns when it comes to finance. One concern could be cash flow, okay, that they'd like to have more of it because the bills are maybe a little bit bigger than the current cash flow, and so it's always good to add more cash flow so you can at least pay your bills. And the second concern a lot of people have is debt. Most people I meet that are in debt want to get out of debt, and they like it to happen sooner than later. And the third thing I think most people are concerned about is they want to make sure that they've got enough set aside to retire properly, so they can enjoy their gold. They're they're supposed to be their golden years, right? And so you want to be living with dignity and comfort in your when it comes time to stop working and all that. So since those are the concerns people have, we've addressed all those things. We got wealth creation to take care of you for retirement. We've got cash flow to take care of your need for more cash flow and for getting you out of debt. Okay. And you've got an opportunity that you can feel good about because it's helping people. And this opportunity is borderless, so you can just go out there and share it around the world. And it's based on the internet, so anybody that has internet access can be a part of this. And we're not looking for people that we're not looking for like investors. Or you got to come in here, then lay down $10,000. We could turn you into a millionaire, believe it or not, on hundreds of dollars. Can happen. Hundreds of dollars out of your pocket. The whole time you might be in pool funding. You join pool funding. At some point, you might put some money in, right? But the money you put in out of your pocket, when you go to the millionaire status, when you reach millionaire status and look back on how much you took out of your pocket to get there, you'd be surprised. Hundreds of dollars, maybe $1,000. But we're not talking a lot of money in order to do that because the system does all the work. You just plug into it, okay? And I'll just use this as an example. You just plug in, okay? Plug in. You plug in and let the system work magic for you in your life. All right. So at this point, I'd like to open up the call to people making comments or people that want to ask questions. You do have the creator founder here, so if you got a question, you can certainly ask me anything. One thing that you'll find is I'm very transparent. Okay, I will answer questions, and yeah. So whether you're new or a member, feel free to unmute and talk to me and see what's on your mind. Who would like to go first? And thank you for bantering with me, Hunter, earlier. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do we have anybody like to share their experience of being in pool funding? Maybe that's a good place to start. Who would like to say, I'm a member and my experience has been, and tell us all about it? Who'd like to do that? So we can also just end it with the presentation too. So not going to twist anybody's arm. So nobody's got any questions? Nobody's got any
I
comments?
do.
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Donna.
All right, Donna. Okay, Donna,
Um,
you're up.
What are the requirements for the first week?
The requirements is you meet with your sponsor for a couple of minutes a day, and they help you with the activity every day. That's it. So as you're digging deeper into the opportunity, you can fast forward if you want, and you could actually say, okay, let's do this, do this. You can anticipate, there'll be other things that you could do, but in order to receive the 777 giveaway, it's just a couple of minutes of your time every day, and usually your sponsor will be there to, like on a Zoom call like this, probably to make sure that you're collecting those coins in your account there, the pool funding coins. Good question, Donna. Thank you for that. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Scott? Okay, Scott's screen lit up. All right, well, then that's it. So I want to thank you all for coming to another one of our presentations, a little shyer than normal, but that's okay. I guess I did such a good presentation that there are no questions. So other than Donna's there, which was a good one. And and I could tell you that, everybody seems to be pretty happy. So let me just confirm that if you're happy with pool funding as a member, just say, I'm happy. Let's just hear that from you.
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I'm
I'm
happy.
happy.
I'm happy.
Satisfied. Yep,
Okay.
Yep, happy.
I'm happy.
All right. So there's not a lack of happiness. We're not being quiet because we're not happy. We're quiet because, everything's been said that needs to be said, and it's time to close out the call. Right, guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're quiet because you did a great job tonight, Ace.
I nailed it
Yeah.
today.
You
didn't I?
Exactly.
explained everything very clearly, and I think you covered all the bases.
Yeah. How about that? I didn't leave any gaps this time. Okay. I appreciate
No.
that.
No, I couldn't even think of a question to ask.
All right. Well, this will be a good one now. So anyway, I appreciate you all coming. And normally what we do when we close out our calls, whether they're training or not, we like to have everybody just unmute and say, see you later. Bye for now. So how about we
See
do
you
that?
later. Bye for now. See you
See you
later.
later.
There you
Bye
go.
for now.
Thanks, Ace.
Bye for now.
Bye.